Oh, boy. It's always interesting in Dallas. Welcome back. Time to shine. That, of course, Jerry Jones on his weekly radio spot, 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, getting a little bit testy with the host during the conversation this week. Let's welcome in our good friend and NFL on CBS analyst, the great Amy Trask. And, Amy, I want to get your reaction to Jerry's commentary on the radio, the drama in Big D, and big picture. Could this eventually be a quick hook for Mike McCarthy?
Adam, I've heard many people refer to what Jerry did on the radio, the piece we just heard, as snapping. Well, as you know, I worked for Al Davis for almost 30 years. So I will quote Chad Johnson and say, "Child, please, I know snapping, and that is not snapping." As to whether or not we could see a change, whether it could be one and done for Mike McCarthy, my hunch is that unless Jerry decides there is merit to the reports of disarray and dysfunction in the locker room as between players and coaches, unless he decides what he has heard is true and unfixable, it will not be one and done. Of course, if he does decide to make a change, he had best ask and do what? And have an alternative that is better. He made the change from Jason Garrett to Mike McCarthy. He may not wish to do so again soon, but if he does, he'd better have an answer that's better than the status quo.
Amy, let's get into Aaron Rodgers, who was just masterful. He was like a surgeon against the Houston Texans. Would he now be at the top of your list in terms of MVP? Russ threw some interceptions. We could talk Tom Brady, Aaron Donald, anyone else you're to throw in. Is Aaron Rodgers number one on your MVP list?
Oh, you know I love me some Aaron Rodgers, the well-educated Cal Bear Aaron Rodgers. I don't know that he's necessarily ahead of anyone right now. He did rebound spectacularly against a Houston defense that is giving up 31 points per game and has only 4 takeaways on the entire year. Russell obviously had trouble last week. They're both in the running. Why don't we call them neck and neck for right now?
I think that's a fair way to phrase it, and they have been neck and neck, and both deserve top billing. And you see the numbers right here, and it's pretty close when you look at it in every category, including wins and losses. And they're two great candidates. And I mentioned Tom Brady in that conversation as well. Well, Tom Brady's going to have a new toy, Amy. Antonio Brown. He's officially a member of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, signed his contract yesterday. What's your all-encompassing take on this fit?
Well, I hope it works out. And I hope it works out for Antonio, not simply on the field, but off, and that this is the launch of a new chapter of his life. Again, off the field, even more than on the field. I've been asked, can this work out? Yes, it can. Do I know if it will? No, I don't. But do I believe it can? I do, and in particularly because I believe Tom Brady is going to do as much as he can to help Antonio on the field and off the field. Tom has said he wants to see all with whom he works succeed, and I think he will try to help Antonio do that.
Absolutely. I echo that with regards to Tom Brady. Let's get into Tom's old team, the New England Patriots. And, that was not pretty for New England against San Francisco. It's Buffalo and New England on CBS this weekend. Could this game, Amy, represent a change of the guard when you look at the AFC East?
Well, certainly Buffalo is well ahead of New England in the AFC East this year, and I do know you love you some Bills, Adam. But in terms of a changing of the guard, doesn't that really depend on how we define guard? New England has 11 straight division wins, 17 division wins since I think it was 2001, and 6 Super Bowls. So if I'm Buffalo, I'm focused on winning this year and not looking ahead to a changing of the guard. You know, if I'm Buffalo, I think maybe we could just win once since 2001.
I think winning once would be a great step in the right direction for the Buffalo Bills. Amy, as always, brilliant stuff. We appreciate it, but wait, there's more next. Yeah, I don't believe Trevor Lawrence at all. And I give him a lot of credit for seizing the moment and talking to the press and saying, all right, a lot of things that could happen, and maybe I'm not going to go to the NFL and not going to go to the NFL draft. No, there's no chance. I mean, there's too much money. College football, there's too much unknown. Did you see what happened with Wisconsin and with the COVID-19 in terms of this weekend, and who knows what's going to happen in terms of next season? Trevor Lawrence is ready. He's the number 1 overall pick. He's a top 3 quarterback in terms of scouting departments in the last 40 years, with John Elway and Andrew Luck being the other. And look, what is he going to do? Kick it down the road because he doesn't want to play for the Jets? I mean, the Giants have lost more games than any other team since 2017. They're rudderless. Arthur Blank doesn't know which way is up. And Adam Gase is going to get fired. So here's the deal if you're Trevor Lawrence. You say what you said, so this way, when Joe Douglas fires Adam Gase, he says, I'm going to find the absolute best offensive quarterback guru to coach Trevor Lawrence. And by the way, the Jets are going to go 0-16. And the only reason that Adam Gase has a job right now is so this way they don't stumble into a win. But what are you going to do? Go back to school, Trevor, and then in 2021 go to Jacksonville, 2022 go to Jacksonville and, disappear? What are you going to do? The Cincinnati Bengals get the number 1 pick. They don't want you because they have Joe Burrow, and they trade the pick and you can't control it. There's a lot of hot air with those comments from Trevor Lawrence, and a lot of hand-wringing and a lot of alarm bells being sounded off. Here's exactly what's going to happen. Trevor Lawrence is going to say he's going into the NFL draft. The New York Jets are going to go 0-16. The New York Jets are going to hire an offensive quarterback guru, and Trevor Lawrence is going to the Jets. We have a trade in the National Football League. The Cincinnati Bengals woke up and realized you can trade disgruntled players. Carlos Dunlap is headed to Seattle. And by the way, here's a great deal for the Seahawks. A historically atrocious defense, especially when it comes to yards given up per game. Carlos Dunlap really hasn't made a play this year, but make no mistake, this guy gets to the quarterback, and he has had a really strong career. This is a home run trade by John Schneider, and I'll bet you that he ends up improving the Seahawks pass rush. The Cincinnati Bengals so low on Dunlap. If Mike Brown is actually awake, he would trade A.J. Green, but who knows if Mike Brown is actually awake.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.